Hello and welcome again, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. So yeah, that was fun. So I was bubbling on for another 7 minutes. Check out my previous video because there's still some good quotes in there, okay? So do that. I leave it up there. Okay, take two. So I'm in a new place that doesn't have Wi-Fi, which is actually quite unbelievable because it's like a really nice modern AI type flat. It's like the lights are very crazy. So that's why it's also dark atmosphere lighting here, okay? Because all the other lights are very bright fluorescent. And then you have these things to operate them with. Anyway, nobody needs to know this, but some of them are not working. As it happens with AI, it doesn't work. Which is a good, and then, you know, stupid thing at times when we want to do these videos, because I've been connecting via my phone, broadband, Wi-Fi, whatever, with my laptop, and it's no problem watching anything, doing anything. I did this with my last video with Todd Medina, my interview. Check that out. It was very good, I think, as well. And it's always great to have a conversation with him because it's always also whoever you're conversing with, you know, it doesn't need to be on camera. I sometimes feel it's like this whole download that comes in, depending on who you're speaking with. You know, the different layers and levels of consciousness that are being connected within that space being shared, also including the people who are watching silently, so to say. Yeah, because the energy is there. So I don't know why that happened. I have ideas. Generally, I'm not worried about, so I'm going to do an activation and a group call on Wednesday, the 31st, if we're still here then. I mean, I'm happy for AI and the Soul False Matrix to go down any freaking second now, which is not just up to me, obviously, but all of us together as one, God Source Consciousness, interacting, intermingling in the quantum space. Yeah, I still have incense going through and I let it because it's a kind of fun effect. Also, because the dragons are here, the clouds very much look a little bit like this lately. So the activation I'm going to do on Wednesday, and the timeless quantum replay will also be available. Again, if we still have to do this on laptops, one more time, hopefully, if at all. Otherwise, if all breaks down one way or another, tune into the quantum space, okay? But this is also, so I priced this at a very low price, at 13 euros 15 cents. There's also a code behind that, but also to make it available to as many people as possible. If you can't afford that, please just send me an email. I can send it to you freely, so to say. And yeah, but I do very much appreciate the support back because yeah, this is all about reciprocity. Okay. Otherwise, also like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're receiving something free, you know, share the link of the activations, the post, so to say, comment, all of that stuff. That all helps. So thank you so much for anyone and everyone who has supported me along the way in all ways, shapes, and forms. So the activation will be very powerful. I mean, it's already underway. As soon as I write the description, it's here. And it's already, you know, it comes in and then it's like, okay, write this. So, I mean, I've been doing activations in regards to the cosmic or just dragons in general since like 2019 officially, publicly. And they're very much a part of me, obviously. Also, as I'm here to represent the cosmic mother of dragons. So this is very much about our ancient gnosis, the cosmic history records, which we hold the keys and codes for, the same as with the stargates. So we need to understand that anything that's being created in the cosmos is really down to what we are projecting out at the highest level. So now, this is not about superiority or anything. We are all one heart, mind, body, and soul, but some of us carry certain codes that literally carry the creational blueprints in their field. And we need to remember now what we're here for and really ignite this all the way from the inside out, one way or another. Okay, whether you do this with me on your own or whatever, I'm sending this out to the oneness. It's in the field, it's beyond what we're sharing on the internet, because this is part of the false reality, but it's still, you know, a way how we are connecting until we fully switched over from the old artificial grid, which is, it's done, it's so done. That's why it loves me so much. Anyway, all turning, transforming into crystalline liquid light technology along with ourselves. Anyway, so the activation will be very much about reawakening the 13 dragons that are held within the Earth's crust. As I'm seeing it, 7 are already fully awoken, and the last 6 are kind of like basically opening their eyes and are fully awakening. So we are helping this along, as I like to make the magic happen, and it's already done, as well as we continue to make it happen as we take part in this, because it's all quantum. So even if you decide to take part in this after we've done the activation or in the quantum replay, so the recording, you're still there. It's all part of it, because it's timeless. So there is no time. There's only the one true reality here right now. The now is the only true reality there is. Everything else is imagination, projection. And even this, you know, I don't have the same perspective of reality than you have, like the same. Nobody has. And that's the interesting part. So diversity is what makes the world really colorful and interesting. But it's obviously also when we're in fragmentation and in separation of the oneness that we all always are part of, as well as our own unique individual self, which again is what we're fine-tuning. It's like, if we're in separation with that, yeah, we will, you know, it will come up in our reality. And in the deepest sense, it's really projected out as in time, space, and gravity. So we can't levitate. We can't just, you know, teleport around, levitate, and all of these things just yet. But any moment now, I see that's fully igniting. And the activation will definitely help. So if you want to take part, description is beneath. Yeah. So, and for those of my group container, this is part of it, okay? If you want to check that out, have a look beneath. It really is, it's a mentorship program. It's like, you know, it's a group container. It's many things. You're really getting a whole month load of daily clearing, healing, balancing, harmonizing of your field. It's a whole, you know, it's a stable container to see you through this whole ascension journey. It's many things, but most of what we do is energetic, the same as these group calls. They're very much quantum, again, timeless, and they're energetic, you know, really powerful healing manifestation containers. And also the code of 1315 is basically down to the Ankh body, electric and magnetic spin rates of the feminine and masculine. So the feminine is 1313 and the masculine 1515. So it's the 1315 and really the, you know, again, like us activating also the Ankh body, which is giving us full 360-degree access multidimensionally. Again, everybody's going to pick up what they are able to, okay, in the now moment. I'm just bringing in the frequencies, the keys and codes. I'm holding the field, okay, in the highest light and purity, for everyone to pick up what they're ready for. And for us to anchor this into the planet, this will also be very powerful, good activation of the Albion body and ours. Like, we are here to switch the light body and multidimensional DNA all the way on. I mean, that's all I'm here for. That's essential, obviously. And I know I do carry the cosmic blueprint, the core blueprint for that, along with my masculine and divine child, all as one, and we're all part of that again. The same as with the GRAILINES or original tribes, tribes, twin flames, founder races, race, gray lines, Essenes, and MAJI, GRAIL, queens and kings, the cosmic dragons. So the 13 cosmic dragons really for me represent the 13 gray lines. So it's a 12 plus 1, because the plus 1 is what's representing the Holy Family, which is also like what Jeshua represented, or others along the lines, like the Arthurian timelines or Akhenaten, which is really, again, representing just this Christic blueprint, a core blueprint, the original source codes. The same with the blue rays, the you know, the Eyanis, the you know, original founders of creation. So again, we all are part of this. So it's not about anyone being of a special spiritual standing, but you also need to see that what is your part to play, and who's holding, you know, kind of what are the codes you're holding. Like I know from my blueprint, I just, you know, this is why I do what I do, and I hold this, and I can bring all of these frequencies really powerfully. But, you know, obviously, the more people believe also that I can bring this in, the more quickly we can do this. And I know a lot of people probably think I'm, or not a lot of people anymore, but anyway, those who are still watching, I guess, have some level of belief in what I'm here to do. But you get me, it's also about us remembering, like us activating fully reclaiming our power, the cosmic dragon within. I mean, it's so many things, but it's the cosmic history records, which is basically coming fully online, and it's nothing we have been exposed to. It's a new history that is free of invasion timelines, free of fallen consciousness, fallen realities, fallen timelines. We've cleared all of this. It's done. All the karmic cycles, all karmic density, karmic load. This is full debt forgiveness, as we fully forgive one another, and especially ourselves, for all the stupid stuff we've ever done. When we hurt people, you know, ourselves, others, it's all the same, really, ultimately. Because when we hurt another, we hurt ourselves. If we help another, we help ourselves. But then also there, you know, again, you need to see sometimes good intentions trying to help someone, it's actually not helping someone. So again, this is where discernment and, you know, experiences come in, where we know where to spend our energy, whom with, what situations. You know, this is all about now maintaining a sovereign, balanced energy field. Again, sovereign doesn't mean that you're independent in the way of like, you know, we're still interconnected with everyone and everything, but it needs to be based on reciprocity now, and on frequency alignment, on truth, on authenticity, on just like, say it as it is and free us all kind of theme. The true self is your God self. You listening to your intuition is you listening to God's guidance. Yeah. It's, yeah, you learn how to decipher it. And also the higher dimension your information gets, the less linear, you know, word-wise it gets. And yes, it's sometimes like, you know, when I get messages, I try and decipher it, what exactly it means. So for example, like the 25th, 26th, 27th, I mean, we had Schumann resonance blackouts. We had like the biggest CME of the solar cycle, not Earth facing, but that sunspot is coming around, but still, this is all going out as solar energies. I mean, we can feel it, yeah? And we still have M flares and constant C-class flares and solar winds going up and down. I mean, I don't even pay attention. It's just like, whatever. Yeah, it's like, I seriously, I'm just, as much as I can, be fully present in the here and now. That's where we need to be. That's how we integrate, merge with our multidimensional selves. And this is really all about, again, transcending. Oh, I don't know if that cut off or if that was recorded or I already said that. This is all about transcending compartmentalization, dogmatism, judgments, opinions, belief systems that no longer serve us. We do this by just observing them for what they are, as well as I go all in. So I have fun with my ego as well as no fun whatsoever. As in, that's for me holding the Holy Trinity, the Holy Grail. Okay, I mean, again, I do experience things in extremes, like on an internal level. my outer reality is actually really peaceful, generally speaking. So anyway, so it's like, you know, you can feel two extremes within the 0 point field. You know what I mean? Like, I just sit aside and scream. It's like everything is perfect, as well as like, I mean, it already snapped yesterday. As in, there's a total shift, for example, happening within the masculine feminine, because of what I'm also feeling today is like the rod fully being ignited within our light body. So it's like the rod is your horizontal alignment in your MAJI field together with the staff. So the staff is your vertical alignment with source, and we're realigned with source now, no longer into a wormhole phantom matrix. Yay. And that's the feminine staff principle. And this is the masculine rod, okay, which is horizontal. And this is kind of which meets in the heart, which is the center of your MAJI field. Yeah, your center. It's like your solar cross also. And what I am experiencing or sensing, seeing is that the rod codes, the new cosmic masculine, feminine codes, it's like the corrected spin rates, sacred geometries, highest divine blueprints of your MAJI field, the new Chrysa Saphira Merkaba vehicle, diamond rainbow plasma light body, and aurora vehicle. Okay, your multidimensional DNA, which is also what we're activating, all in alignment and at one with the Ankh body. Anyway, so I can see the masculine is fully coming online, as the feminine is coming fully into her power and online in alignment with their true authentic solar blueprint self. And because the feminine brings in the codes and then kind of disperses them in a sense. But the thing is also, it's like, it's not even that it's just feminine and this is masculine, because of the way the poles are shifting, the magnetic field is shifting, the way I'm seeing it, back to the yang-yun flow of the butterfly pattern of the crystic, you know, the way crystic systems are supposed to work in, where you don't just have a torus field, you have a whole butterfly pattern running in your field, also in your brain. Literally like a butterfly, which is activating all the centers, as well as crystal palace activations and galactivations and so forth. Anyway, so the Yang-Yun flow is really reconnecting you to eternal source currents, eternal source flows, which mean eternal life. It just means us also spiritually reconnecting to source. It's also connected to the crystal spiral, overriding the metatronic reversals of the flower of life. So the sacred geometries within the planet, within our fields, are shifting. That's also why your body is now replenishing, and you will feel better and better finally. All of the density, all of the karmic load, all of the AI, all that's inorganic, artificial, fully dissolves. It's cleared and it's fully dissolving in the field. Like, this is fully it. Uska aishunata ai kukukuku aina sukuna ainate enatar. Now again, take what resonates, leave the rest, as always. Feel into it for yourself. What are you able to access? And this is beyond 5D. This is us embodying God source consciousness. You don't just compartmentalize that. Okay? So remember, like, your multidimensional self can come home when you're fully at home and you're fully in love with your true self. That's the only way you can be in love with yourself, because otherwise you're not in love with yourself, as in you're at war with yourself, because your untrue self, your false ego self, which was a set of algorithms and programs that weren't coherent, were not in alignment with one another, the heart and the mind. You know, our feeling, our knowing, what we were programmed with, it just didn't work. But your true self is always beneath. You know, it's your original divine blueprint, but you constantly keep expanding and growing and, you know, shifting and changing within that. And we're really dropping into this formless state of consciousness where you are at one with the God mind, as well as remembering your true identity. I find from my own experience, you need to let go of anything you think you are, I mean, again and again, through all of these ego deaths, to be, shown more and more of who you truly are. But the more you know that you are one with everything and also nothing, everything has a higher meaning, as well as there's no meaning to any of this in a way. It's the both end, and the less you are attached to any of this, your identity, any I don't know, just this whole material world and its illusions, the more you're being given and shown. It's like you literally need to give it all away in order to be given everything you ever asked for. And it's more than material things. It's you being at peace with yourself, you being in love with yourself, you being successful is loving what you do and doing what you love, And yeah, obviously we want to also create abundance, but it's really projected from the inside out. That's where we're at now, where it's fully like we're also, it's like fully sovereign, as well as, again, at one with all, where we are one of the one mind, as well as we have our own mind. And we have kind of more free will than we ever had, really. But it's also like we know that if we ever go against our true self, which is that one with divine will and God source consciousness, things don't really go well. You know what I mean? If we go against our intuition, which is again God source speaking to us. But we still have free will within that, because we also are constantly retuning for ourselves what's right and what's wrong in every now moment. And there is, again, this is multicolored, where it's like you are the observer, but that doesn't make you free of responsibility and accountability for whatever happens. I constantly, or not constantly, but whenever I do something stupid, it still can happen, or not, in my highest version of self, I can look back and say, oh, that was really stupid. Or, especially things I did many years ago. It's like, oh my God, you stupid. Like, how could you just have? And you get it like, okay, you get it. You have compassion with yourself, as well as seeing like, I would not do that again. Because that's where you need to get to. But it is beyond shaming yourself or blaming yourself or anyone else. You can, though, give everybody responsibility of saying, yeah, they could have done better, or, this should have really gone this way. But you also understand it had to go exactly that way for everybody to learn their lessons, especially you. I mean, it's about you. Focus on yourself as such, and everything shifts from there. And nothing is missing in this space. We're fully whole now. Okay, and the Divine Feminine has, and especially the Cosmic Mother of Dragons, has reclaimed all of her body pieces, all of her power. Okay, and we as one, which is all of our cosmic wisdom, multidimensional DNA in the plasma rainbow light body, fully coming online now. That's all I see. The light body of Earth, again, it's quantum. No matter how much you think still needs to clear from the planet, cosmically so, or from your own field, or from anyone else's, there is a quantum version of you that's already and always fully ascended. Merge with that now. Collectively, we're there, and we're one heart, mind, body, and soul. Okay. Quickly before I forget, I wanted to fine-tune two things. One I do now, one at the end. What I said in my last two videos. One was from an interview with Todd in regards to money. Now, it doesn't mean that if you give somewhere or someone more money, that it automatically means, you're getting more back. Again, this makes more sense if you have watched that video. But you know what I mean? Let's say you do an activation, for example, with me, through my Ko-fi page. I usually do a minimum amount, and then it's like, you could pay more if you wanted to. I do believe, and have been shown people who do pay more, but again, it's from a good heart, not in order to receive more back, do also get energetically more back. Now, that doesn't mean that, for example, when somebody sends me like 1, 2, 3 euros, that isn't given from the heart, and actually means as much as somebody else giving, or, sending 100, 200 euros, for example. That means as much maybe to that person as for that other person 100 euros. You know what I mean? Or 10 or 20. Because again, it also means like, what do we have? That's why I also always really offer things for free still, as well as I need to more, also look after myself and also be given back. There needs to be a balance in the field. And a lot of people like me have given so much and have kind of just survived, You know what I mean? And sometimes people, yeah, they don't value when they receive things for free, especially in a spiritual community. There's a lot being given for free. So people are just like tourism. It's just like consumerism. It's like spiritual consumerism. You know what I mean? It's just like flicking through and click, click, click. And it's like nothing really goes in, or people are not really taking it seriously. So when you pay money, especially for, you know, a whole group container or course or monthly subscription, you're usually more invested in what you're subscribing to. Like a good example would be, I was reminded earlier when I was a teenager, I did some marketing, you know, like the odd jobs you do on the side to make money. Anyway, I remember it was like the opening of some shopping place center, and the girls were dressed up, I think, like in petticoats, if I remember correctly, like 60s, and on roller skates. Anyway, and we were supposed to go out on the street, you know, in front of the new shopping mall center place, and give out free stuff to the people who are going past in order to kind of get them in, or at least, you know, raise awareness of, hey, this is opening today, you know, that kind of stuff. So anyway, so we did this. I remember part of that were free tulips, like free flowers. And at the end, it went to such a point we couldn't go out the front anymore because people were literally just waiting for people to come out, like us to come out to give them free stuff. In the end, we had to come out the side entrance to try and get out. And we could not get out of the gate. We could not open the gate. They were just there to just take it off us, like whole bunches of flowers, like literally robbing it off us. At the end, there were just flowers. At the end, there were just flowers all over the floor. And that just really proved to me, it's like, if you give things people for free that don't really value it, they get really greedy or, you know, just not appreciative. If they would have needed to pay for these flowers, they would have not done that and let them fall on the floor and trample all over them. What do you think? So I think this is a good anecdote. Okay. So yeah, I wish we would not, and I think this is the last time we speak about this bullshit. But you get me. It's been a big thing as like people like, you know, don't sometimes appreciate what people like me offer freely from the heart. But when, you know, we do also, you know, ask or offer, you know, donations are very much welcome because that's what keeps us going. And I've only just recently started charging more for stuff, you know, and again, I keep it very at reasonable rates, I think. And again, yes, the group container is more of an investment. But that's also to, you know, show, are you really all in? Can you appreciate what's being offered here? Because it's a lot more than what meets the eye and can be expressed in words. So anyway, but, you know, again, this applies to so many things. That's why I'm bringing this in. We need to appreciate and value our gifts and what we're offering and the energy we're spending on certain things. And it's beyond money again. So what would it be if you, you know, were on your earth and you have, I don't know, something else to exchange for whatever you're getting from another person? Like this can't be just, you know, again, the givers need to be the receivers now. There needs to be balance brought into the field. You know, the givers become the receivers become more of the givers. You know what I mean? It's service to all, bringing more balance in from every now moment to the next. And yeah, sometimes we go through periods in life where we are more of the receivers, sometimes more of the givers. But again, we can give more than just obviously money. Yeah. So it's all about us merging with our highest version of self, highest, truest version of self, and the cosmic dragon self is part of this. This is you remembering who you truly are, who everyone else is, what really happened before the false matrix inversions and all of this fallen consciousness happened. So it's like, yes, we have learned the lessons, but they won't be no longer running on repeat. So we won't keep repeating them. We won't keep projecting them. That's why it's important to remember what we're seeing now is what we have been planting. It's getting better and better. And we are co-creating in every now moment what's coming next. Okay, so our words truly create worlds. But most of all, it's the frequency what you're sending out. Again, there are a lot of people who say one thing, but they're actually doing and manifesting and creating a whole other thing. Okay, but where we're at now is the whole debt forgiveness is fully completed and all the karmic load stuff, contracts, all we're done here. We can now co-create, you know, from that space of a healed space where we don't need to learn these lessons anymore. That's the whole point of the exercise, so to say. I know the incense stick goes quite strongly, but I'm just going to leave it like that. It leaves like kind of a nice atmosphere, I think. So anyway, there was one thing. Oh yeah. So a quote by George Orwell. They fear love because it creates a world they can't control. So they is really us. That's also what's between the twin flames. It's like, you know, divine love and that really pure, true, deep love makes you really vulnerable. The other person sees you just for who you are. And we really need to remember this is all about not being perfect. And it's really loving the person for who they are. Even they might have trouble doing so, or you at times, you know, and everything is really mirrored in these twin flame relationships, especially. And again, it's beyond compartmentalizations and labels, you know, in all kind of relationships and divine counterpart unions, that does happen to some degree or another, because we all bring back the pieces we are missing. And especially the twin flames carry each other's keys and codes in quantum. The remembering as they come together of what really has happened, they ignite these codes, and it's ultimately the frequency of divine law. And again, it's happening within our hearts, of us being able to fully open to that. I've been also shown and seen and cleared my deepest fears, you know, of really opening up to love, and, you know, just the fear of it happening again and again, and things not getting better. And it's just been very, you know, I don't know, heartbreaking generally, this whole journey in a way. So it's like, yes, we know we're here to be the alchemists, you know, but it would also be sometimes nice for people to reinstate your belief in these things. You get me? It's the both ends, because we're here doing that all the time. So who's doing this for us? So yeah, so the givers need to become the receivers now, really. And that's also true divine love. When you no longer, you know, when you're done, it's like just a note to masculines in general. Like when the feminine is angry or annoyed, and I don't know, Jabba's at you, you know, she still cares. If she stops talking and she doesn't care anymore and turns away and moves on, that's when it's already done and you're in trouble. But you know, it's like often in relationships, and I've seen this in my own life, it's like you give them many warnings, and then when you're finally kind of done with it, it's like, oh, but you know, we should be still trying. And it's like, no, like, I don't know, a year ago or so, we maybe should have. You get me? It's like, you know, the feminine often has, you know, already given many signs and many signals. And then when she moves on, she really moves on. And when you're done, you're done. And again, it's within us all, you know, and we're really done with certain things in relationships now. And we need to, because these are our boundaries. And it's like people are either hopping on board or they're just, you know, going on another journey, again, in the same ocean, okay? Like there's nothing lost, everything is fine here, but you get me. It's like people really need to also, you know, again, it's calling forth our soul tribe right now. It's finding the tribe, you know, it's creating them. It's creating these new ways of supporting one another. That's so important right now. And that's us returning and these communities that actually really work. And again, yes, it comes back to the love we carry within, because everything comes back to the relationship we have with ourselves. Yeah. So all fears are being transmuted by the infinite power of true divine love. There's nothing to worry about, truly. I mean, just keep going with the roller coaster. Okay. Full surrender, ultimately. As well as, you know, again, you go into it, you can, like, you know, it's like I can have an argument with between my ego, my higher self, and I know kind of the ultimate truth, but I still need to fully go in and argue. And I'm just like, no, I'm done, just done. And deep down, you know, like, this is not fully done in a way. And it's beyond all of these concepts. So all you can do is, you know, never say never and keep going with the flow and the currents of life, and decide from one now moment to the next what you're feeling. And one now moment you might say, oh, I'm never going to do this again. You never say never. And then it's like, I'm doing this again 10 minutes later. And you're like laughing at the madness. And that's okay. Okay. So, because it's not black and white here, it has many multidimensional technicolors and shadowy vapors and beautiful pastel iridescent plasma rainbow colors. Okay, these are the colors of New Earth. Tune in through your highest alignment with your true self. Fully let go of all that was or fallen past judgments. So we freed ourselves fully from our false ego selves, lower densities, desires, attachments, resistance, mind control programming and conditioning, ancestral patterns and curses, black magic, and the toxic thought forms that have created all of this bullshit in the first place. Okay? Done. Uska Aisha Nata. So, and we let go of any remaining inharmonious thought patterns and beliefs as we simply observe them and not react to them in neutrality. Or you go in, feel it and purge it all. There's really actually no right or wrong in the end. Just imagine that. Instead of rules, I mean, the thing is, when I judge or I go into it, I observe it simultaneously. That's ultimately the trick. Okay, like the issue is when we believe it, these stories and these storylines. Yeah, but I can go all in, and in that moment, I can't see a way out, as I explained in my last video. When you feel like you're so closed down, you can't even see how you're ever going to open up your heart ever again. But you know, you also know deep down that obviously that's not the end of things. You know, you're not going to end up with a closed heart and die here, so to say. Like, for example, for me, I always knew kind of like the end result, you know, in the bigger picture way without details, and everything will be more than just fine. But it's really this, how long, how much more does it take? It's like, oh my God, at this point, I'm like, oh, it's all perfect, as well as we're beyond breaking point. So remember, your intuition is God speaking to you, which you can receive clearly when letting go of all preconceived ideas, beliefs, judgments, expectations, okay? So allow infinite cosmic intelligence to resolve any challenges for you that you can't resolve and solve, okay? So relax, know it is already so, it's all already done. Everything you can think of has already been created, as well as just going with the currents. Feel it. Be present with it all, no longer resisting any bad feelings, no longer hanging on to good feelings. Nothing is permanent. One doesn't exist without the other. You just unified within a neutrality field. As the cosmic dragon that you are, they also carry the tri-wave. So they're positive, negative within the 0-point field. They carry the God source currents. Also, one more thing I wanted to say, in my second last video, I said something about, you know, me being a big transmuter. Again, it can sometimes be a lot, okay, really. And again, the big theme has been not as much support as would have been really nice to see. And a lot of people, like almost anyone who has kind of come close to me or who I really loved, like being used and weaponized against me by negative energies. And it has been really, really tough. So it's important to notice that. So yeah, sometimes, you know, I speak from truth. I don't pretend anything. I'm not going to talk, you know, I speak just from the heart. Okay. So yeah, and these are obviously emotions I need to also clear, and I do this on behalf of all of us. So as you listen, this is clearing for us all. But this was not to, you know, when I said it's like I transmute a lot of the feelings of everyone who's not feeling their feelings, so to say. It wasn't meant from a kind of blame state, but it's more like a point of exasperation at this point. It's not more like just feel whatever you need to feel. We're all good then here. I mean, again, we're now in a sovereign field, but again, we're also in a oneness. So we still feel one another. You know what I mean? But we're less affected now, so to say, through our own sovereign energy field, where we no longer feed, you know, energy vampires or things that drain us, people, places, things, so to say, and just take full responsibility and accountability of our realities. So anyway, so what I wanted to say is that this wasn't meant as blame, as like, you know, people who are not expressing their feelings. I understand why they don't do it, because they have been programmed not to do it. They didn't feel safe. We all, you know, including myself, we don't always speak our truth. I, for many, many, many years, didn't speak my truth, you know, fully. I mean, it's all part of us, the one, you know, and it's also about balance. It's not about just, you know, screaming your truth or, you know, going crazy and purging all of your emotions. No, we do this in as much of a safe space as we possibly can, not affecting other people. But sometimes when things go wrong or things do heat up between people, we also need to understand it's a happening and keep transcending any victim-victimizer games and, you know, storylines that might be wanting to be reproduced, you know, as we fully break through any of these old karmic cycles, because we don't do them anymore. Okay. And that only happens when we take full responsibility and accountability for everything we do. So every now and moment, it's like, no, that didn't go so well as well. It was all totally perfect. And when we need to say sorry, we need to say sorry. But it's okay then. When you really mean it, then you just move on. You know, I have this with my daughter. You know, you don't always get it right as a parent. And then it's like, sorry, you know, I really wasn't, that was not cool. And it's like, you know, but I find it so important, for example. The same as I expect that from her. It's a little bit harder to coax out, but you get me. Okay, one more thing. I think in the video I was with her also mentioned something like, because she doesn't really respect what I do. It's also she's 10 years old. She doesn't fully understand what I do. Another problem is she's very close-minded. So when I try and explain to her things, she really just like, la, 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 totally closes down. Anyway, so, and then also sometimes she even laughs at some of my stuff, especially the light language really triggers her. Light language used to trigger me as well at the beginning, which is funny. So I get it all, okay? And it's also the programming she's surrounded by. It's many things, but ultimately it's not okay for someone, you know, to disrespect you, even though they love you. But you get me, there's a, like, again, words. It's like, you know, she respects and loves me generally. But yeah, these things sometimes, you know, she laughs or whatever, but it's not meant in a mean way as such, but I can see the programming. And it's like, as long as you're neutral and just keep standing your ground, and I'm also trying to, you know, always instill a little bit more open-mindedness with her. We're getting there. And I do believe those of, you know, our friends, family, kids, whatever, partners who've maybe been laughing at us, they also come around and remember. So don't worry about anyone. So anyway, I didn't want to mean to shame anyone or blame anyone for suppressing any kind of emotions, not showing them. Okay, just understand it's also hard for those of us who transmute it, that it's still in the field. Yeah, because again, that's the whole problem of the codependent narcissistic inversions that have been playing out. It's whether, you know, some people can't own their emotions, they're in the field, they trigger you, then you at some point might overreact and then just, got you, you know, kind of thing. And it's like, but they never discuss what actually brought you to that place of insanity. You know what I mean? So everybody needs to own their piece. It's both ends again. And again, I suppress emotions. I don't always get it right, overreact or whatever it may be, you know, and we constantly try and fine tune and try and get it better. But the more you are not afraid of getting it wrong, the easier it gets. Okay. And again, even if you think you get it wrong, it's still a co-creation and it's still perfect. But you also need to then see what went well, what did work and what didn't. Again, it's both ends. So the observer, you're getting out of the kind of karmic load shit, but you also need to take full responsibility and accountability in every now moment to the next. So no longer like long drawn out cycles of karmic storylines. It's now instant cause and effect. And everything that we've given out is coming back to us for everyone in all ways, shapes, and forms. That's what I see. So again, it's often also about our masculine that needs to dig more into their emotions. Okay, because there's been a split between the masculine and feminine, the heart and the mind, and the emotional and mental bodies at light body level, which is fully healed now. And that means that the masculine had to deepen more into the heart, into his feminine, the feminine more into her mind in a way, more into like logic, as in just balancing out more, as in you can't just let your emotions run wild, you know, or your lower desires take hold of you. Although it's also okay to be emotional, but we try to, again, fine-tune it. Okay, sometimes the emotional anger, whatever comes out, is appropriate for what's going on in the field. Again, it's a happening, but you constantly try and find you. So again, the masculine needs to get more into tune with his emotions, which he has done. The feminine more controlling her emotions with kind of her more logical mind, in a sense of like, hey, take a breather here or walk away, you know, that kind of thing. And again, it's happening within all of us. It's not down to gender. So yeah, and we're both all of these things. Yeah. So, but your emotions really, they are access to your extrasensory abilities, and that's your goal. And this is also the key to your superpowers. That's also what we will be activating more, full power all the way on in our activation. So join us on Wednesday or on the quantum replay if you want. Check the links out below in the description box. Okay, remember your word creates worlds, literally. Okay, but it's especially down to the frequency, the overall beliefs, deepest held expectations you project out. And again, we are doing this on behalf of all. That's literally your job, to project heaven on earth, okay? All ignited from inside of your DNA, your ancient memories within the crystalline core, crystalline caverns, crystalline technologies, crystalline cities, golden cities. It's all coming online. Your diamond rainbow plasma light body, okay, all of your cosmic remembering, the cosmic history records, which is what ignites us all, okay, timelessly. All right, we're done here. This was a massive cleanup over the last few days of like the cosmic mother, again, reverse birthing all of these entities back to source. The cosmic dragons are powerfully rising. There's a lot of activity in the field. This is full quantum completing and completion of this whole cleanup process. Okay, so all hearts, all hands on deck. Join us if you want to. Join in the field. Again, if anything goes offline, this is going offline. This is already happening in the field. Okay, as soon as you sign up, also, as with anything, the activations start coming in. The field is set, it's already happening. And it has already happened. So keep quantum merging with your already ascended, always ascended diamond avatar self, the one true self, okay? Tune into the cosmic, telepathic, emerald heart and diamond rose net crystal heart network, okay? Multidimensionally, bring the cosmic reunion fully online from the inside of your heart. It's already happening. Let's make this fully physical. Also, the dragon self coming fully online, our ancient history, memories, worlds, all new free worlds is also bringing online and making visible all the magical realms and beings. That's what I'm being shown. So let's do this. Again, it's not happening necessarily, well, it is and it isn't in one now moment in no time. You get me? Okay? Already done. Keep quantum merging with that, as well as just being fully present in the here and now. Whatever happens, just flow with it. Flow state. No resistance, no judgment, no hanging on to anything. That's flow state. That's where you dissolve and create realities from, co-create together with source. Okay, again, often you can see, you know, I can see things way in advance, but divine alignment will bring it in. I'm not in control here, you're not in control here, as well as we are supposed to be here as the masters of the dream. It's both ends. So you give it your best shot, you make the magic happen when you're being guided to from your hearts. You know, it's higher inspired guidance, not from fear. That's thing of the past now, false evidence appearing real. And you will always be carried. New instruction sets, downloads coming very powerfully online right now. Open up in the silence. Generally, it's just 24/7 now. That's the new normal. Okay, fully online, fully connected to source, crystal clarity, full remembering, flowing in, our multidimensional selves coming fully online, the Albion light body in the planet, cosmically, fully rebirthing ourselves, timelessly, okay? No time whatsoever. Just keep healing any wounds, especially between the masculine and feminine. The masculine and the feminine truly are one. And they're just now fully dissolving the physical, spiritual, mental, emotional split. And it's really the wall in time they're healing. And it's the return of the 2 suns as well. And returning the tribes, the 12 plus 1 or 13 tribes, and it's also what these cosmic dragons in the Earth's crusts are representing to me. I think I said that already. Okay, again, check out the description box below if you want to join and what that is about. Most always flows in the now moment. And yeah, I would see you there in the field or wherever else. Always connected as one, okay, as well as fully sovereign in our own unique self. Shine your beautiful iridescent rainbow colors, okay? Don't be shy. It's really for us to step fully forth now, and ultimately that means just in truth, okay? Because it just doesn't matter who and how many you're speaking with, and numbers you're working with. It really is just, you know, you just need to convince yourself, stand in your truth, and just be that. And that's what changes all. Your reality is from the inside out, truly. It really is, okay? So bring truth into every moment, into your reality, into your world, and that's what dissolves all remaining illusions, the false matrix. It's done, okay? I expect big-ass miracles, but I'm wide open, no specific expectations as such. I mean, we've been beaten into it, haven't we? Surrender. So that's the point. You just surrender, like we've already created everything we could ever dream of and more. Now you just need to open up wide as you fully let go of any specific expectations, and that opens up infinite blessings and more you could ever imagine to come to you now. Because all the interference patterns, all of the karmic stuff, it's all done. It's done. We're fully in charge now. Victory is ours, okay? The dragons are in charge. The guardians are in charge. The light is in charge. Love is in charge. Was there ever a question whether love or fear would win? Come on. So now, jump, make it happen, make the magic happen one way or another, okay? I see you there. So much love, so many blessings. Bye, bye, bye.